This is a walkthrough of some features in Integrify designed to help streamline the end user experience, as well as assist in quick creation of documents within a process. When used together, these features can bring a docu-centric vibe to your workflows. The document viewer allows the user to view virtually any uploaded document without the need to download the file first. This saves time exponentially for users that interact with workflows that have multiple documents that need review. In certain areas of the application, this same technology allows for document annotation and manipulation, providing users synergistic communication with their documents without ever needing to leave Integrify. Getting your data out of Integrify and into a format that your end users are familiar with can be challenging. This is where the docx to PDF task type comes in handy. It allows Integrify workflow engineers to quickly construct beautiful PDF documents using simple docx files as templates. These templates can contain any number of placeholders that you can then map any data into, using Integrify's familiar data mapping components. The resulting file can be named any way the workflow engineer sees fit, using the same dynamic naming components used for tasks and requests. We will use a simple invoice workflow to demonstrate these features, but as you will see, they can be used in any number of use cases. Here's the workflow we'll be working with. To start, we have a form task that is used to collect invoice information. This includes the company to be invoiced, items on the invoice, payment terms, and any additional documents necessary. The next task disconnects the AR rep from the workflow so they can continue working on other tasks while the invoice is generated. Let's run through the process once so we can see these features in action. Today we are a printer and paper supplier. Let's send an invoice to Initech. This is their work address, so we'll check work. We are going to add two items, one printer and we'll give them a 10% discount because they're always buying printers from us for some reason. They are definitely going to need paper, so we'll invoice them for one ream of letter-sized printer paper. That is 500 sheets. Now let's attach a picture of what the printer looked like before we shipped it. They are always claiming it gets damaged in shipment. I'm going to load the document viewer and mark this picture up. This is also the document editor. There are various edits we can make to this file. You can crop, draw shapes, add text, notes and comments, pictures, stamps, highlights. You can even sign the document. We are just going to have some fun today. So let's put an approve stamp on this picture. Let's put a red circle around the LTR so they can get rid of that PC load letter error. We're going to save that and close it. For payment terms, we're going to let them pay at their leisure because they're pretty good people. Now let's submit the form. Here we are at the request detail. I want to look at that printer again, so I'll just click the view icon from the task history. Notice that this file is in read-only mode when previewed from this part of the application. This is to prevent any edits when opened from this location. PDF is probably ready by now, so let's refresh this view. As you can see, the invoice is completely filled out and includes grid question items as well as checkboxes. Let's take a quick look at how the Office template task is configured. First, let's take a look at the template. Yes, the preview functionality also works here. The placeholder format for the template files is mostly self-explanatory. You can define as many placeholders as you like, as long as they are unique. There are two irregular lines where we have arrays defined, here and here. Those arrays can be used for radio buttons, select lists, checkboxes, and grid questions. Let's take a look at how these translate to the configuration. But first, take note of the delimiter definitions. You can define any delimiters you like to use in your templates. Let's look at the mappings. Most of the mappings you see are normal one-to-one mappings that you are used to seeing in other tasks The two top mappings apply to those arrays from the template from before. Let's edit the add type. This represents the address type of work or home from the form. Note with these mappings, you can choose to show all options for the question or only those that were selected. Let's close this and expand the mapping. The two placeholders between the add type open and close identifiers are represented here. You can choose from three pre-fill columns: label, value, and selection status. If selection status is chosen, you can choose how that is represented on the final document using the rightmost dropdown. Now let's expand the items mapping set. This represents the columns in the items array from the template. You can map any column from the grid question to any of the placeholders defined in the items array. A new row will be added to the PDF document for every grid row submitted in the form. Let's go back to the general settings. Here you will see how we dynamically generate the file name for your PDF document. You can map anything from the request just as you normally would with any other dynamic mapping. Data from a form, request information, requester name, you name it, it's all in the drop-down list. This is the end of the demonstration of our features. Thank you for listening.